your favorite channel. We always come to you with what we feel we have to share, we have to always give you. Today we are going to talk about the former Orlando Pirates and Bafana Bafana captain and goalkeeper, that's Zenzo Meyiwa. Zenzo Meyiwa was killed in 2014 in a blood shoot at Kelly Kumalo's South African popular musician. And up to date, 10 years later, more than 10 years later, we're in 2025, there is no closure to the case. Zenzo Meyiwa's close relatives, some of his parents have already died, they've already passed away, and left this case still pending. Zenzo Meyiwa's daughter, who she fathered with Kelly Kumalo, is already more than 10 years old. By the time of Zenzo Meyiwa's death, his daughter, together with Kelly Kumalo, was still very, very young. But now she has grown to understand what is really going on in the streets of social media, in the news regarding his father's death. But the truth of the matter is, no one has been sentenced because of this Zenzo Meyiwa's case. So today I'm going to look at it this way. Why is it South Africa is failing to come up with answers? South Africa is the one country which according to what I know and what I have come to understand of this country, they always say things straight. Some they say, if you do this, you go to court. If you do left, you meet at the court. If you do this, even the president is always being asked, why is it you have done this? We are going to meet in court. Anything that you just do which is undemocratic in South Africa, they feel like you need to go to court. So if it's a country which talks more of justice system, they rely more on justice, the rights of people, a lot about people, they always argue we need to go to court, we need justice, we need democracy. So what's really going on with Zenzo Meyiwa's case? Week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, we have seen judges changing, lawyers, they've come trying to figure out and come up with who really murdered Zenzo Meyiwa. So the big question is, why 10 years later they haven't found closure to such a direct story? I don't really understand. Are we saying if someone who is not a high profile person, Zenzo Meyiwa was most loved by Orlando Pirates, by football followers, a lot of people, South Africans, they really loved this young man. By then he was around 27 and he was doing quite well in his career. And a lot of Buccaneers fans, they really miss him because he was such a good goalkeeper, a very strong character. I remember at one point he really gave Bafana legend into Kune a very, very tough time. But at the end of the day, he passed away in this terrible, terrible shooting. But up to this date, they have failed to locate who the killer is. Another lawyer who has been trying by all possible means to split the beans, the table has been found with a lot of serious backlash from those who feel threatened by him saying things as it is, and you discover that of late he has been trying to speak out of really what happened and asking relevant questions, but still there is no closure. A lot of taxpayers, a lot of money has been spent trying to cover up this issue, but we would like to say maybe the money has worked, because if you go for 10 years, 10 good years with this justice system in South Africa, and they are trying to say they are failing to locate and find closure in this case, it's something very, 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 very disturbing. I don't know if Zenzo Meyiwa, wherever he is, I don't know if he is at peace, because finding people here failing to locate or to come up with justice to his killers, honestly, it leaves a lot to be desired. It means a lot of people who are actually not popular are also facing the same challenges, so to say. Because if you are not popular, you are killed today, your story may be soon be forgotten. When a high profile figure like Zenzo Meyiwa's case is failing to get closure, my oh my oh my, that's terrible. That's really terrible. That's really terrible. It shows something is not right, something is not ending up somewhere. Another trending story which is happening in South Africa, the Mini Lamini is dragging podcaster Mark G. Mkwevu and Slomis Solo Penduka to the Equality Court for a vague derogatory comments. The complaint decides allegations of hate speech, unfair discrimination, and harassment based on gender, stemming from wild comments made during their online show, Podcast and Chill with McG. The controversy erupted over comments made by McG, who suggested that Lamini's relationship ended because her couch smells. Following a breakup with Brian Monaisa in April, McG said on his podcast, "Bruh, I'm telling you, man, there's got to be something wrong with her. Maybe her couch smells or something. You know, this happens, man. It happens especially with the hot girls." His comments were met with widespread outrage online and even in parliament. He further labeled the star as a gold digger, insinuating her interest in wealthy partners who purely for financial gain. And the backlash was immediately forcing Mukwevu to issue what many deemed a half-hearted apology, which Dlamini has publicly rejected. He extended an invite to Lamini, saying she is more than welcome to be the guest on the show so they can squash it once and for all. Lamini rejected the apology according to the court documents. So this is another story which is trending. With Lamini submitted, the respondents shall each within 6 months undergo 50 hours of gender sensitization session to be administered by the Commission for Gender Equality or any institution or person nominated by it. So Lamini Drax podcast Bad Boy Maggie to court for viral comments. Also, P. Diddy old ex supports freedom bid. That's another one. Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Virginia Gina, he has written a letter supporting his bail application as he awaits sentencing. And the disgraced music mogul, who is 55, he has been behind bars since last year, but is now asked the New York court overseeing his case to release him ahead of his sentencing hearing on 3 October. The Bad Boy Records founder was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage prostitution. He faced a maximum of 20 years in prison, but that could be brought down to as little as 4 years in MAG. Yeah, a lot is happening. A lot is happening, guys. I hope things will get in the right direction, because as it stands, a lot is happening and a lot has been happening. So yeah, just a recap of the stories. Zenzo Meyiwa's issue is going just too far. Why has they failed to deal with it for the past 10 years? What is really happening? Why are they not finding closure? Mini Lamini is the drugs podcast Bad Boy Mark G to court for vile comments. P. Diddy's old ex supports a freedom bid for the that's Combs' girlfriend, Virginia Gina High. Thank you very much, guys, for getting in touch. We really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe so that it will also grow and become a formidable force. From me, your host S2C Africa. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for joining us, and always support us. Is your support goes a long way. Thank you very much. It's bye bye for now.